Hey, what's up, everybody? It's week 12 with Ohio Trans Kings on YouTube. It's Thursday, so I'm your host, True Life Ted, and we are talking about whether or not trans folk have a place in the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and queer community. For me, I believe that being transgender is completely different and separate from whatever your sexual identity is. The two don't necessarily go hand in hand. So you can be transgendered and straight and not have anything to do or have very limited contact with the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and queer community. Just like you can be transgendered and you can be a gay man or a lesbian woman and be totally into that community. So I think it totally depends on what your sexual identity is as a trans person and who you choose to associate with. For example, I never identified as a lesbian. I always identified as a bisexual and then later a queer person. So therefore, I feel as though I have a place in the bisexual and queer community, which is kind of a little subsect of the larger gay and lesbian community. So that's why I feel like I have a place there. But I know trans guys who are straight. They've always been straight. And so they hang out in straight bars. You know, the fact that they're trans doesn't necessarily negate the fact at all that they are straight. So they don't hang out at gay bars. They hang out at straight bars. That's what they do. You know, so I think that whether or not you feel as though you have a place or whether or not you fit in the community, in the gay, lesbian, bisexual, queer community, depends on whether or not you identify as one of those things. You know, and I don't think that because you don't identify with that community, I don't think it means that you are, you know, rejecting your past or rejecting, you know, your transness. I think it's that you're going where you see fit. For example, me, I hang out primarily in gay bars with my gay friends, my lesbian friends, with my trans friends, because I've always identified as being a part of that community. You know, like, it's weird for me to go to a straight bar because I'm, you know, I'm not straight. That hasn't been my scene ever. So I don't feel like it's not that I don't feel welcome there. I feel as though that's not my place, you know, and it's whatever. So, also, I like to say that if a trans person chooses to be stealth, meaning they choose not to disclose their trans status, they choose not to be out as trans, that doesn't mean that they are rejecting or neglecting to recognize their past, which may or may not be as a person identifying as lesbian or as gay or as bisexual or queer. It just means that they are choosing to live a life post-transition. They're choosing to move past their transition and into a life where they can be themselves without having, you know, that trans label. And I've thought about being stealth a lot. I've decided not to because I felt as though me telling my story about my transition could help someone else. But for those people who do choose to be stealth, I think it's awesome. I would love one day to feel like I have, you know, quote unquote, helped enough so that I can move forward with my life and say, alright, from now on, I'm just Ted. I'm not True Life Ted. I'm not Trans Ted. I'm just Ted. and I feel like that would be totally awesome at some point later on down the road. Right now, I don't feel comfortable doing that because I feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I don't feel as though the trans community has moved anywhere near where we need to be as terms of, making sure our rights are protected, getting the things that we need transition-wise covered as far as health insurance, and to move forward in destigmatizing what it means to be transgendered. So, with all that being said, I think that's pretty much it on this topic for me. Sorry if I start rambling. It's been an exhausting previous weekend, and today is my girlfriend's birthday, so happy birthday, babe. I love you. And make sure to tune in for everyone else's videos this week, and tune in next week because we are talking about discrimination in the workplace. Has your trans identity ever hindered your employment? So until next Thursday, this is True Life Ted signing off. Peace. Have a good weekend. Bye.